Get him out of the green room here. How you doing, brother?
Hey, can you hear me?
I know it's a little early, man, but hopefully you're sobered up and ready to go this morning.
No. Not at all. I don't know what's up with you radio DJs. Like 11 a.m. with you. What's it, Dennis King wants you up at 11 p.m. I mean, can't anybody just do a normal time?
I know, right? Yeah, we should do the show from like 2:15 to 4:30.
Some of us are on prime time, Boomer. Some of us.
Yeah. Cool, man. How you?
My liver's not happy with me. It's been a rough weekend.
Well, you're looking good, man. How you doing this morning?
Good. I listened to the show last week, and in your discussion about the tall, handsome trop rockers with their new long hair, Boomer was failed to mention Boomer, so I made sure to get up early and get it all primped for you guys.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people don't know this, but in the green room they also have a hairdresser and all this stuff, in the green room, So, got to get them looking pretty, for the camera.
I was thinking, Boomer, you could do the Hemingway days. You're getting on up there.
I'm not that fat. Come on now.
No, you're looking good.
Boomer, there was a day where I could have done that because when I was tipping the scale at like 250, but I'm not there anymore.
No, you're not.
He was a handsome guy, right?
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
a handsome guy. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So
what's going on with the screen? Like everything's flipping all over the place. You got cool stuff going on.
I know, man. You know what? Listen. I've learned a lot about television. I didn't realize. I was more into TV than radio. But after we got into this, like you can move the screens around and all that stuff. And but anyway, how's the summer been treating you, man?
It's been pretty cool. I mean, we started off in July. We went on we finally went on our trip to Aruba that's been on hold since quarantine.
Yeah.
And then on the flight back, I brought a wonderful souvenir, COVID. So I spent a couple weeks sick in bed. But it's been great. I mean, we played Summer Chill. Boomer is finally out playing solo gigs. I got a great gig on the Jersey Shore. I've been playing Saturday happy hours at this great Key West style bar called Pig and Parrot down in Brielle, New Jersey. And I'm kind of developing my own following too.
Very cool.
It's cool because for so long I relied on playing with Jonas and Danny that nobody in Trop Rock knew that I played solo. And now that I am, I'm starting to get more invitations to play gigs and play out by myself, which I think it's long overdue. So I'm really excited. It's been a lot of fun putting together my own show.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, last year when you came down to the Songwriter Showcase and, it was you on stage. And I had people ask me that. I'm like, well, yeah, he can do his own gigs. He doesn't have to be playing with somebody else. It's nice when all of you play together. Don't get me wrong. But I think all of you are individually talented to where you do need to focus sometimes on just being you.
Well, my problem is I was always codependent on everybody else to play guitar because my musicianship really sucked. Mm. And actually, this is like my 1-year anniversary of finally playing solo because last summer we were coming up. Danny and I were supposed to play Ozarks Fest, and Danny had to back out again because of health reasons. And I felt I couldn't cancel on this event again. And it forced me last summer to put together my own 2-hour show. I don't know if it was any good, but it was kind of I threw myself to the wolves, and it was great. I got off stage, and Brent Burns and Mike Nash were sitting there, and like, hey, great show. I was like, and I looked at Brent. I whispered in his ear. I said, that's the first time I ever played solo. He goes, are you kidding me? He said, damn, brother, you gripped it and ripped it. He said, good job. I was like, all right. You know what? Now I'm in the zone.
Well, there you go.
But it's been great kind of developing my own show and getting out there and playing. So. Hopefully Danny will heal and he'll come back out playing because I know his fans desperately miss him. They enjoy listening to me sing his songs when we're out, but and he misses it too. I mean, you could tell by Down by the Coastline, the remix, that freaking guy is so damn talented.
Yeah.
And he's still got so much to offer. And I miss us not singing together. So, that the magic that he and I have on stage together, it was, who expected that to happen when you told him to give me a call?
Yeah.
And we became the best of friends. So I miss it.
Seems like 100 years ago now, and it was great to have Danny come up for the summer party and just pop in and hang out. And, Flaz Master here had put in a PBR keg in the tiki bar.
It's not empty yet.
It's almost.
Well,
empty.
Danny was trying. I'm just saying.
We all were.
I was not working hard enough.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was so good to see him, and looking forward to seeing you guys down in Key West, too, man.
Yeah, I wish you guys were closer. I'd drive to your house, too.
Yeah, yeah, we got to
It's a
get.
tough one. Yeah, we're actually working on the plans for Key West right now. I'm booking some solo stuff, and unfortunately, Danny's not joining us this year. Danny got COVID at Summer Chill, along with a whole bunch of other people. And with Danny being at risk with his health, it's still a concern.
Sure.
And I don't blame him. I mean, Key West is a much bigger animal, and Look, I'm one of the guys that gets drunk too, but when we get drunk, we get louder and we get much closer when we talk.
Yeah.
And that's just a recipe for spreading germs. And I think he's a little concerned about it. So Jonas and I are going to be category 2 with a possible fellow trop rocker sitting in the place of Danny Rosado. I've got a phone call today with one of our beloved, really awesome trop rockers. So I'm hoping he says yes. And we are gonna do our booze cruise again. We're shooting for the Sunday. We're hoping we're gonna be the very last event of that Meeting of the Minds week. And then we've got a few other things. I mean, Jonas, I'm playing with Jonas at the Tiki Man.
There you go.
Day.
Yeah, and
We're
when
finishing off the Tiki Man songwriters thing, right? The last night.
well, let's see here. No, I think you guys are doing Thursday night because
Thursday night.
yeah, Thursday
That's
night.
right. It is. That's right. He told me yesterday. My brain doesn't work that well yet, so
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure things out. But but I'll be playing with Jonas.
There you go. Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
And when we originally talked to Jonas, because we're, every year we change things up, and we got this awesome stage now at Dirty Harry's, and we're able to bring in bands, and so one of the things that has been challenging over the years is that artists will sign up for different events, and then another big paying gig will come up or whatever, and they're like, man, I got to do this, and we get the whole money thing. So we changed that this year with the happy hour bands from for 2 hours, and then whenever we talked to Jonas about it, he says, yeah, Boomer and Danny, if Danny's coming, he didn't know at that time because we start booking this stuff in March and April, but I figured you guys would eventually be on stage there with him.
Yeah, Jonas. He in fact he told us, he goes, "You're coming up." I was like, "Okay, cool." I mean, but that's what Danny Danny was the one that brought the three of us together. The Messiah that he is. He loves doing that. And Jonas fit in so perfectly with us and our personalities, and his musicianship's fantastic. And I mean, we've had so much fun. I mean, the set we did is Category 5 at Music on the Bay, friggin' rocked. I mean, it was us. He had, I think he had Dave Doolittle.
Yeah.
Doolittle, the drummer.
Yeah.
We had Alan Jacks Bowers with us, and I mean, it was just magic. So Category 3 kind of morphs now. I think it's going to be one of those, like, people come in, people leave, people do, whoever's available wants to join in. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun.
Well, that's kind of what happened with the Southern Draw Band, right? It's Mike Nash and the Southern Draw Band, and it's different members depending on where he's at and who's playing with him. So it's kind of cool that way.
Exactly right. So and it's cool.
And of course,
it's fun, man.
Of course, we're going to be back in Key West every year, 2023 and beyond. I know Me and the Minds is going to be moving out of Key West for the next couple years or 3 years or whenever, but we're looking forward to kind of going back. And the early preliminary word is that, it's going to work really well for us. I know Dirty Harry's wants us back. We've got a lot of overflow from Fantasy Fest, again. those body paints wear off after about a week, so you might want to start wearing some clothes. And then the boat race is coming in. So I think, I was talking to B-Dog this morning that, I think it's going to change the complexity of how the music is. When people come down to Meeting the Minds in the past, they want to bring their trop rock music. And that's what they want to focus on, new CDs and all that stuff. So this may be opening the door to play some of that other music that doesn't really filter into that.
Well, I think I really think there needs to either be a discussion or just like a movement. I don't think trop rock should focus on following Meeting the Minds.
Yeah.
Meeting the Minds books who they want to book. They're going to start moving around. And I don't see I don't see any reason why we can't have a trop rock week and time down in Key West. There are fans that are not going to be able to afford Meeting the Minds, but they're still going to want to go down to the Keys. Everybody still kind of feels emotionally tethered to that area.
Sure. And
I was talking to Danny about. I think the discussion right now is about Meeting the Minds next year being in Gulf Shores. That location already has a huge population of Nashville artists that kind of have a chokehold on the small amount of bars that are in that area.
Right.
So why would Danny Jonas and I go there unless we're playing the big show?
Right.
We should stick with Key West. And I already talked to Brian Fields. I got a spot in the Tiki Man Showcase.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
There we go.
That's right.
He told me they were booking already.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, he told me they were booking, and I was like, why the hell wouldn't we go to Key West? And Jonas felt the same way. Look, if somehow we get the magical invitation to play Meeting of the Minds, I'd be stupid to pass it up.
Of course.
But if I don't get the invite, why the hell am I going to go there? I'm going to Key West.
Well, that's we touched on that a little bit last week. That it is going to change it, right? If Meeting Minds is in Key West, people go down to the the Blue Heaven, where you and Danny first played, and then you've got our event, and you got this event and that event and whatever. You can, Hog's Breath, we always meet up there, and and all that stuff, So you got all these cool places to play, but if you take it somewhere where it's like at a resort somewhere, and that's the main focus is, like the Casa Marina stage is now in Gulf Shores, you're either going to be on the big stage or you're going to be a spectator kind of thing, So
and you're not going to, and what's going to entice people to leave?
Yeah.
Is like Gulf Shores really an area where people, like in Key West, you're not tethered to the Casa because real Key West is down on Duval Street.
That's right.
So, you're not going to feel compelled to stay at the Casa. You're going to go, you want to get downtown. You want to see those bars. You want to see those live acts. I don't know, and I've never been to the area of Gulf Shores you're talking about, but if that is where it ends up going, is that there? So,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I plan on being in Key West in 2023. So I made a great impression on Margaritaville last year for my 2 shows that I did there. And it was, there's great opportunity. And all our friends are down there, man.
Yeah.
That's right. All our friends are there.
I bet you Verona Corona ain't going to friggin'
She's coming to Key West. That's right.
She's coming to Key West, as a lot of people are.
Follow Verona Corona.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, follow it's a whole new meaning of follow the flock when you're following Verona. Yeah,
you gotta follow Verona.
She likes that comment.
And just like that, there's a new song. Follow Verona too. Yeah,
that's right.
Hey Jonas, don't start writing that. You and your Verona Corona songs.
He's strumming the guitar right now. Let me see. Follow Verona to the end of the road. Yeah, there we go.
I actually do have a Verona song. I just never recorded it.
Oh.
Oh.
I got one.
Well, that's very cool.
I wrote one first, Jonas.
I love Verona Corona. She goes all the way back to the Tiki Island radio days with me, and she's like a sister from another mother. Her mother, Miss Trudy, I love her dearly. And but I was thinking also yesterday when I was thinking about you being on the show that you guys go back to the Tiki Island radio days. I remember when Johnny B came up there and interviewed Robin Tricker, and you were there, and that's kind of how this whole thing started.
Yeah, Robin called me up, and actually, I always credit Robin with kind of getting me into pop rock because I met her, and I've told this story before, so I apologize for repeating myself. But I met her in an Irish pub. She was playing with her like '80s cover band, and she was playing ukulele. And I'm like, who the hell brings an ukulele to an Irish pub? And I was playing uke at the time, so she and I started talking, and then out of the blue, she called me and asked me if I would co-write Road Trip with her.
Yeah.
And she invited me to the interview with Johnny B, and she introduced me to our producer, Anthony Kryzan, and then she was the one that said, "Hey, yeah, you know what? You got to send this song over to this radio station. They'll play it." And then, and Boomer kind of got his push by Robin.
Yeah, that's very
why
cool.
It's so great that we became friends, because anytime I call her to do something, she says, "Sure."
Yeah. It's amazing how time flies, and all these connections stay strong over the years. You know, a lot of things have changed in the music industry, music business, trop rock, coastal Americana radio stations, all this stuff. But the core thing, stays the same. Those relationships, and that's kind of back to the meeting of the minds thing. I don't want to dwell on that, but if you move meeting of the minds around every year, it's really hard to develop those relationships with bars to go play out in different places.
Yeah. Well, I think I've talked to Bill Brehm a few times, and I know part of the mentality of it, though, is that by keeping it landlocked in Key West, they do alienate people from the West Coast that can't afford to fly to Key West.
Sure.
Like, even Bob Carwin was telling me, Bob lives in Southern California. He goes, honestly, what? He goes, I go because that's where the fans are. He said, but from where I live in Southern California to Key West, it's like a lateral move because I got beautiful weather here too.
Right.
So, I mean, but I think that's kind of the thing. Bring the event closer to because look, it is a Parrot Head convention.
Yes.
They are supposed to be sharing ideas. It's funny because I said to Bill Brown, I was like, you guys run Summer Chill so well, and these guys run this event so well, and you guys got a great green room. I said, shouldn't there be like a moment during Meeting of Minds where all the club presidents get together and like share their best practices? He goes, Boomer, it's a convention. That's what we're supposed to be doing. I said, well, when the hell is it happening? He said, ding, ding, ding. He said, and that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Again, it is a convention. You're supposed to be sharing these ideas. I don't know. You're right. We could talk about this crap forever.
Yeah. Yeah, we could dwell on it forever. But let's talk about this new version, which, again, has Robin Trickery on it, bringing back that relationship. Now, Danny Rosado worked his ass off on this. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so Danny produced the original one. And the very first time we ever played Coastline was at your chocolate bar.
Yeah.
When we did our radio house concert there. I had written it that Christmas, and he said, yeah, we're putting this in the set. And Coastline just got such a great reception everywhere we went. And so I said, Danny, look, you've been playing this song. I can't take it to Anthony to do. You need to produce this. And the original, we had the Jonas Lawrence Band. We had Bob Banerjee, Erica Sunshine Lee, Christine Jackson. I know I'm probably going to forget somebody. And it came out great. We end every show with Coastline. But somewhere down the road, Danny and I kept going back and forth. And we're like, look, wouldn't it be great if we could get this on a major market radio station? I said to him, it's not going to make it the way it is. I said, I feel like we got to change a little, like maybe even make it reggae. And Danny's like, the light bulb went off, and Danny's like, oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
So, so last fall, we had 5 days in his RV before I went to Key West. I stayed over with him, and we laid down my vocals, and he started working on it. And it was so funny because he would send it to me. What do you think? And like I throw him like, oh yeah, that's great, but can we do this? Can we do that? Like I wanted church bells. He goes, I can do that. I was like, they don't have to be like loud. But I said, reggae music's always got some like crazy sound in it that you can't place, but that sounds perfect. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put church bells in there. And then I said to him, he needs a breakdown. So he just went to town, and I think the first person we invited to help us was Donnie Brewer, to play bass guitar, because we wanted somebody with a certain island rhythm feel. And Donnie was like, yeah, I'm in. Then we knew we wanted steel pans, and we love Mark Morellis. We've been on stage with him and Jimmy before, or Jerry Diaz, and we love his feel and he's got a soulfulness about him. What he sent back to us was outstanding. Alan Jacks Bowers is a fellow Jersey guy. He's played drums on a couple other songs for me. Oh, Polka Dot Umbrella, he did drums on. And it was like a no-brainer. We called him up, and he's such a professional. Like within a day or two, he sent the tracks back, and they were fantastic. We knew we wanted another female singer, and we were rolling around with some different ideas, and you can never go wrong with Robin. Everything Robin's done with me, we just have this great blend.
Yeah.
And I love her style. So what she sent back to us was fantastic. And then Dave Freeman, I think he did some Wurlitzer and some piano sound tracks for us. Who am I missing? Donnie, Rob. Oh, it's Sonny Jim.
Sonny Jim, yeah.
Jim White. He did lead guitar. So, I mean, we still have all the people from the original track. Now we have all these new people on it. I mean, this is a true congregation of trop rock artists for this, what I call my spiritual beach song.
There you go.
I got to tell you, man, I love it. I have fun with this song so much. It's got groove. It's got feeling. All of a sudden, I got the Bee Gees in my head.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, Danny did. He worked, I think, 9 months. So he literally gave birth a few weeks ago. This is what popped out.
Well, let's give it a spin, and so everybody can hear it. Some people may have already heard it because we've been playing on the station here a couple 3 weeks. Whenever you send it over, but I want to go ahead and play it, and then we'll come back. We'll talk some more about it, and I'm going to put you back in the green room here, okay? All right, man. There we go, Mr. Boomer Blake, and a host of different artists playing on this, as he just said. But here we go, the reggae version of "Down by the Coastline."
Coastline, where the sun-tanned children play. It's a beachcombers church down by the coastline, and we thank God for every day. Down by the coastline, the sea will wash your pain away. a beachcombers church down by the coastline. We are touched by God's own hand down by the coastline. Down by the coastline. Down by the coastline.
Nice. Great job, man.
I got scared. You guys disappeared. I didn't know.
We were dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were dancing, man.
Our heads were dancing.
Hey, look. It's my Tiki Man table.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get in here. Let me get back up there. There we go.
My Tiki Man table.
Oh, yeah. The blue. Yeah, he sends me a picture. You know,
Cool.
yeah, the little blue tables I got in the back.
Tiki Man table.
He's sending me pictures one day. He's like, "What do you think of this?" You know, and I was like, "Man, that looks familiar."
Yeah, well, I told you when I was at your house, I loved it. I was like, that is such a sturdy but fairly simple design. I think I can do it. I'm not very handy at all.
Yeah.
But when you sent me a couple pictures, and I was like, oh, I'm doing that. My mom sat at that table for a whole barbecue. She loved it. I might have to make one for her house now.
Well, there was a place down in Panama. There's a place down in Panama City called the Barefoot Club, and the very first Panama City Rendezvous event that me and my son Bahama Brad broadcast down there when it was still down to Barefoot Club, they had those tables everywhere, and I was the same way. I'm like, it just reminds me of the beach, you know. So I came home and started building those tables.
Well, it was funny. When we were in Aruba, we were at a restaurant. Exact same thing. I was like, wait a minute, that's Tiki Man's tables.
Them bastards.
I know. You should have copyrighted that a long time.
Absolutely. Well, man, the song came together really cool, man, and it's such a spiritual song. That song really does come out at you, like you're gathering around with a big group of people, and the sun's going down somewhere on a beach somewhere, or rising, either way, and it's a real get together kind of song, man. You did a great job with that. It's
wild how that song came about too, because I was doing a rehearsal with a friend of mine here, who's a Key West lover, and he left, and actually, I had never played guitar with a pick before, and I still don't, but the pick he gave me just kind of changed the way the guitar sounded, and I started fiddling around with chords, and this song started coming out of me, and I wrote the first verse, and I stopped, because the last song that I put out was Island Lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, first of all, I'm not a big church goer. Danny says I'm a spiritual fellow, but I really don't go to church anymore. But to put out this sexy Island Lady song, how do I go about putting out something that sounds almost religious right after that?
Right.
I almost felt kind of hypocritical. So part of me though was saying, you know what though, the first verse was so easy to write, and so I decided, let me just see where this goes. And about 15 minutes later, it's the fastest I ever wrote a song. 15 minutes later, it was done. I recorded it on my phone and sent it to Danny, and I was like, what do you think of this? And he said, we're playing at a Tiki Man's house. He fell in love with it immediately. And I would kick myself if I hadn't finished that song.
Yeah.
Because it's, it's funny. We get such cool reactions. People really just, the compliments we get on it. I had somebody tell me when it first came out that's one of those songs that's going to be in Trop Rock forever.
Yeah. And
I was like, wow, that's a huge compliment. And, there's people that just get very spiritual when they hear it. Everybody just, they kind of, it's the song that they listen to.
Yeah.
And it's, it's been such a it's been, I guess, like an honor to have people like a tune that I created. And Danny and I split it because he works damn hard on it. It's like I get credit for the lyrics, he gets credit for the arrangement. So we split it 50-50 because it was the only way I could repay him.
Sure.
I said to him, look, I said, if for some reason this song ever makes it, you and I split it half and half. I said, that's the only, who knows what could happen.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Mark Morales. We were down in Panama City this year, and he was on stage with Rick Lamb. And, I mean, they just blew the crowd away that night. But they got into a little bit of Pink Floyd.
Oh, my God.
And, man, hearing Mark on the steel pans, doing Pink Floyd, it was amazing. What a talent he is.
Yeah, I mean, Mark plays guitar. Mark's solos on his own. I mean, he's just fantastic. But, actually, I think our greatest compliment on this version of the song, believe it or not, came from Keith Sykes.
Wow.
Boomer's Basement gave me some very great opportunities, and one is to have the contact information of a few very important coral reefers. So when I sent it out for the radio stations, I kind of blind CC'd the email to the people that I've been very lucky to meet through my show. I sent it to Mike Utley and Keith and Roger and Peter Mayer. And Keith sent us an email back. He said, wow, I love this. Thank you for sending it. And I was like, you know what? I'm blowing that email up, and I'm hanging that up in Boomer's Basement, man. I don't care. That's gonna, right there. That's better than a Grammy Award in my book.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was deep. But yeah, Keith loves it, so that's all I need.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. Well, man, things are going well, and I love the fact that everybody, we're doing simulcasting now with Coastal Confessions. Barefoot Radio, Billy's Barefoot Radio, and Tiki Man Radio on Friday night for Coastal Confessions. And naturally, we start the show, and there's your jingle for Beach Buddha Coffee. And I love how it all comes together,
Isn't it wild? Yeah, we had actually the Beach Buddha and Joey Beaches. They both showed up to my gig the last couple of weeks, so obviously I had to play it for them.
Yeah.
And that was fun to do too. I actually took that from another song that I had written. It was they wanted a jingle, and it came. That was fun to write. It's very easy because he's got that picture of him sitting on his beach chair with a feet in his water. I was like, there's the song right there in that picture.
Yeah, you're right.
So so they owe me a lifetime worth of coffee.
There's $1.
Still waiting for my next delivery, Joey Beaches. Where is it, pal?
Yeah.
Coconut Bay.
You got to stay on him. If Joe's usually doing the shipping, it comes pretty quick. But if he's tied up somewhere, doing his shows and all that stuff, and Chris is trapped in there by himself, it might be a little bit. So I dropped the ball asking for it. I got to get on the phone and send it to them. But they take care of me with the coffee, and I am a fan of the product. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I do. I drink the Coconut Bay every morning.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's God. I tell you, I miss not talking to you guys. I mean, it's been, like I said last week, it's been forever.
Yeah.
Where's Hippie Chick? Where's the sexy, lovely Vanna White?
She's out with my wife, Larice.
Oh, is Larice showed up? Well,
she's entertaining.
So when Larice shows up, they end up out on the patio bar there, and but she'll be back in here. She was here earlier, but hopefully she's listening to run in here. But
that's all right.
Anyway. Well, man.
Hey, seriously though, thank you so much for having me on and talking about the song.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of this song.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And tell everybody that don't know who the world famous Boomer is, how they can get your music and everything. You there?
Yeah, gang. Well, Boomer Blake, you can go to boomerblake.com. That's my website. The tune is up. I think the only place it hasn't hit yet is iTunes, but anywhere you can buy music, you can find it. But I always ask that if you really love me or any of the other artists in Trop Rock, the true way to support us is to buy our stuff direct. Go to our website.
Absolutely.
It may take a couple more minutes to download a song, but we get more of that dollar than we do if you go to iTunes or Spotify or any of that stuff. So, and it's always sincerely appreciated when people go to our websites to buy our stuff. So, Coastline, every other tune I've done is available. if you never caught Boomer's Basement, they're in my calendar. You can go back and see the old Peter Mayer interviews and Mike Utley interviews. I mean, I've got all that out there too. And I will be posting my Key West schedule very soon. It's believe it or not, it's filling up pretty well right now. I had nothing 3 days ago, and now all of a sudden, boom, this weekend, things are going on. So I'm really excited for Key West this year and to see you guys. I miss you guys. You're like family. You're like the family I only get to see at funerals and weddings.
I know, right? But here, unfortunately, I guess fortunately, nobody's died lately. So we haven't got a chance to get caught up. But anyway, brother, we love you, and we'll see you down in Key West, man. We're gonna let you fly, but we'll see you down in Key West, okay?
Yeah, and keep an eye out for the booze cruise. We're gonna have a great time on the booze cruise. We need people to come and hang out with us.
All right.
You be good, man. Take care of yourself. You're doing a great job, dude.
Thanks,
Love
brother.
all you guys.
You too, man. Love you guys.
Take care,
man.
Boomer.
See you,
Bye-bye.
brother. Take it easy, man.